Hey everybody, it's Nathaniel Avila reporting from Dallas County, and today I'm joined with Sahara Ale. Is that right?
Hello. Yep.
Yeah, I
That's
got it
it.
right. Um, Reporting also from Dallas, and we're here joined with Isabella from the University of Central Florida, and we're gonna read this cool pilot that I found on Reddit. And there are a couple of things that this particular screenwriter wants to like have feedback on that he's looking for. The first one he says that this is his first time writing like a near future world with
Ooh.
advanced technology. Thusly, he wanted to handle exposition a little differently by being more on the nose. So his question is, am I throwing too much info at you, or is it too overwhelming, and is the information easily digestible? So those are the couple things. Um, and the second one is uh, he's afraid that the teaser might be a bit disconnected from the rest of the plot pilot. Is this a glaring issue? The intent was to set up some backstory and conflict for later episodes, but he is worried that it might be a bit extensious at this point. Um, and three, does the pilot end with enough of a punch? Can you see how the how the premise can be repeatable? And this person is worried that it might not be clear enough. So let's keep that stuff in mind while we're reading it. All right, ladies.
Yep.
All right, ready to get started? I will
Absolutely.
start sharing the screen. All right, you guys see it?
Yes.
All right, Seth Yergin, Criterion pilot by Seth Yergin, and the pilot's called Y Nos Ve a Todos. So I will do scene direction as well. All right. Oh yeah, this is a teleplay, so it's divided into like acts and such. So okay, over black, superimposed. Life and death are one thread in the same line viewed from different sides. Lao Su. The thump of static of a needle placed on a spinning record, the high pitched whine of a brass section, then a clarinet solo, and Johnny Dude's voice singing "After You've Gone," circa the 1920s. Interior Howard's office night. The record spins round and round. Johnny Dude wails, "After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying." Next to it, on a desk, a small aquarium where a Mexican salamander looks back at us with its black alien like eyes. It's missing one of its legs. A pair of hands reaches inside the person. Wait, inside. The person manages to grab the salamander as it tries to scurry away. Then the person crosses the room to a messy workstation. Next to it, a chalkboard peppered with diagrams of DNA, strands, and rudimentary sketches of the human anatomy. At the top of the board, it reads Project Criterion. Reveal: the entire office is a mess. Diagrams, blueprints, papers, and files all strewn in random piles and stacks. This is Johnny Dude. You'll feel blue, you'll feel sad, you'll miss the dearest pal you've ever had. The Hads belong to Howard Price, 30s. He wears a white lab coat and horn brim bifocals. His unkempt hair is showing and nearly early signs of age, salt and pepper. He closes the salamander in a small glass capsule and places it on a small platform attached by electrical wires to a machine atop the workstation. A slender device adorned with copper wires along meters and several dials. Next to it, a tape to tape recorder. After the years we've gone together, thought, joy, and tears, all kinds of weather. Howard flips the switch on the machine, which whirs to life, the buzz of electricity coursing through it. Someday, blue and downhearted, you'll belong with me right back where you started. After I'm gone away. He carefully spins the dial. The machine responds with an even louder buzzing. He presses the record button. The reels spin.
August the 20th, 1945. 3:24 a.m. Project Creatin. Criterion. Commercing accelerated limb regeneration test number 62. It should be noted that the subject, no, I did not like that. We'll call him Mike. It should be noted that Mike is missing his left 4-digit limb.
Howard flips the switch on the the machine. Brrr. The sound grows louder and louder as Howard watches intently. Mike the salamander doesn't move at first. Then he begins to run in circles in a tiny space.
Come on, Mike, come on.
A lamp on the desk flickers. The machine slowly wears to a stop. The salamander is unchanged. Howard, frustrated, pinches the bridge of his nose, then picks up the microphone once again.
Test 62 is a failure. Test subject is unchanged. The DNA sequencing.
He's interrupted by someone who walks through the door. Coal black, 30s, jet black hair, charcoal suit, slick combed hair.
He's here.
Now?
Yes, now.
Howard spins around, incredulous.
I thought I had until Friday. It's 3 a.m, for Christ's sake. We can't do this test. Not now. We are not ready.
They didn't pay us for not ready. We are ready. We have to be ready.
We are months away from anything. Maybe even years. We'll just have to tell them.
Cole puts his hand on Howard's shoulders.
Howard, I know you a long time. I've known you a long time. You can do this. I know you can. You're a perfectionist, and I appreciate that about you.
We've only had one successful result. A test on this scale could be catastrophic.
Howard, this could potentially be a $1 billion contract. With a B, trust yourself.
Cole gives him a reassuring pat on the shoulder. Howard's uneasiness is palpable. Interior freight elevator, moments later. The metallic metal on metal sound of the gate closing on a freight elevator. Clunk. The elevator begins its descent. Inside a group of soldiers in uniform, a few scientists in lab coats, and a decorated general, 60s, wearing a prominent expression of stone-cold displeasure, stands silent. Cole stands next to the general. Howard stands behind the group, his worried eyes fixed on the floor.
Today is a monumental day. Gentlemen, ladies.
The elevator descends floor after floor, and we get in the sense that wherever they are going, it's a deep underground.
A historic moment.
Interior underground lavatory machine room. Later, an amputee, 20s, lays on the operating table. Babyface, alarmingly young. He's missing an arm. He swallows hard, nervous as a pair of gloved hands pressed on several spots on the man's chest.
Do you want me to... What you are about to witness is the culmination of years of hard work.
There we go. So the gloved hands sticks the medical needle into a protrusion just beneath the skin. A medical port.
Years of dedication and years of intense rigor.
Super Trinity Underground Test Site, 1956. We are deep below the earth, a cavern of concrete and electrical wire. More a vault than a laboratory in the center of a monstrous machine. Hums like a snoring beast.
Without further ado, the lead developer of Project Criterion, Dr. Howard Price, ladies and gentlemen.
He turns it over to Howard like it's a magic show. The group claps, all except the general. We realize that the machine is a bigger version of the machine in Howard's office. Howard wipes sweat from his brow, nervous confidence waning. He looks across the room and catches Cole's immense gaze. It screams, "You better not mess this up." Howard nods to an assistant on medical garb, 20s, who stands next to the monstrous machine. He nods and then pulls a huge switch with both arms. The machine wears to life, sending a vibration through the entire room and hanging fluorescence above the flicker and sway, sending dust and cement particles into the air. The tube connected to the amputee fills with yellow fluid. We track it as if it travels towards them. Cole watches the man's vitals closely. He and Howard exchange another glance, both tense, both on edge. The humming grows louder and louder, the beast waking, and then the lights go out completely, plunging into the lab into the darkness. After a few seconds, they come back on. So does the heart monitor, beeping faster now. Beep, 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 beep. The amputee's breathing quickens. He's sweating. Cole's eyes dart back and forth from the experiment to the general, confident facade deflating. Howard looks at the heart monitor, then back to the general. Beep, 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 beep. The man goes into a full-blown panic attack, screaming, thrashing, convulsing. We hone in on the man's missing arm. Is that? ? It is something growing, exposed bones, tendons, and muscles, materializing before all eyes. Howard sees this, his eyes light up.
Shut it off! The emergency shut off! Now!
Ah! The assistant runs to the other side of the machine, frantically flipping switches.
It's not shutting off!
Pull the plug! Pull the fucking plug!
Cole reacts, points to the assistant.
Do nothing. That's an order. It's working.
It's not working. It's killing him.
The assistant stops, power cord in his hands.
Kill it. Pull the power.
No!
Howard rounds to the back of the machine, snatches the thick power supply cord from the assistant, and pulls it. It disconnects, cutting the power from the machine. The humming stops, but the screaming doesn't. The man's eyes roll back, drenched in sweat now. Cole watches. He can almost make out a smile on his face. Beep, 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 beep. Then the convulsing stops. The heart monitor flatlines. No one moves, no one reacts. Howard, unblinking, horrified, shuts the heart monitor off, leaving the room completely silent. Cole looks at the general, whose gaze is dark, anger boiling beneath the surface. Then, without a word, he turns on his heels and storms out of the room. Interior, Howard's office. Moments later, Howard slams the door in the office behind him. He tries to keep it together, but fails. He kicks the towering stack of papers and folders across the room.
God damn it!
He takes off his glasses and pitches the bridge of his nose, thinks for a moment, and then crosses to his desk. He opens a briefcase and starts angrily stuff papers, schematics, and blueprints inside. Cole walks into the office and shuts the door behind him.
What are you doing?
I'm done.
Done.
Yes, done. All of this, wasted.
Wasted? You saw what happened there. It worked.
Worked? That's what you consider working? That boy died, and for what?
He knew his risks. He volunteered. He died so that we could do what we have set out to do.
I'm beginning to lose track of what that is. What we ever thought it was. And I think you are too, and I don't want to be part of this anymore.
This cuts Cole deep. Howard crosses the room, continues collecting papers and files.
Fine. Go. Good luck finding the funding for your precious project. Good luck finding someone that will believe in your work.
Howard ignores him. Then he freezes, noticing something darts across the room to the aquarium.
Oh, God.
To think millions of dollars wasted.
There are now 2 salamanders, each missing the same arm.
Oh, my God.
Frantic, elated, Howard runs to the office, leaving a confused Cole staring at the 2 identical salamanders glaring back at them. Smashed to black. Criterion. End teaser.
Da, da, da.
That was a long teaser.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't too much, especially when he was saying, I guess, for, like, the beginning of it. I feel like it's just enough to keep you want to, like, understand what happened.
Absolutely, yeah. And now we go into Act 1. Interior, exterior, remote tech neighborhood, Tucson day. We are high above the cookie-cutter neighborhood, which is cut into the desert like a mouthful of jagged teeth and a face of dust and sand. Superimposed Tucson, Arizona, 2036, Chapter 1. Y nos ve a todos. We hone in the black SUV that idles in the side of the road. Inside the car, clothes on, a leg bouncing up and down, full of nerves in the passenger seat. It belongs to Sierra Dude, who stares out of the passenger side window. She's tense, focused. She's a woman who would find herself stuck in the middle of a place between fight and flight. She wears a black bulletproof vest over a white blazer. In the driver's seat is Diaz, late 30s, well-meaning loudmouth. He darts ahead, looking more bored than anxious. He takes out a pack of cigarettes, taps one out, offers the pack to Sierra, who shakes her head. I'd help with those nerves. She stops, bouncing her leg.
Sorry.
Diaz shrugs, tosses the pack to the dashboard. Sierra looks out the window, fixated on a little girl, 7, her face and clothes dirty, sitting on her dilapidated porch in dilapidated clothes. She watches her brother, 10, on his bike, pedaling in circles. Then she slowly looks directly at Sierra and waves. Sierra breaks eye contact, uncomfortable, then slides a thick folder from the dash and opens it. Think you're gonna catch something the 100th time you look at that?
We can't fuck this up. Not this one.
Ah, I see you going for that promotion, eh?
And sit behind a desk for the rest of my career? Might as well put a bullet in me.
That's effing dark, sis. Ah.
Don't call me that.
Ah. Diaz smokes to himself through a drag on a cigarette. A voice comes over the car radio. Moving into position, 10 seconds. A black cat SWAT assault rifle zooms past them and peels around the corner. Men in SWAT gear coming out of the passenger side windows, assault rifles at the ready. Diaz flips the car into gear and follows them. Here we go. Sierra watches the SUV approach the poop hole of the house that dead ends the street. Boarded up windows, spray paint, overgrown lawn. The SUV stops. The SWAT team jumps out and approaches the house in formation, battering ram in tow. Diaz parks, they get out, both drawing their weapons. They follow a few steps behind the SWAT team, who silently take their positions around the door and windows. Then, in one swing, they break down the door. Shouting ensues as they file in, rifles raised, barking commands inside. Sierra moves deeper into the house, past an officer shouting at a cartel member who's on his knees, hands raised. Other officers shouting, clear, from the other rooms as she makes her way down the hall to the kitchen, where she spots blinds swaying. The back door is open. Sweating, bug-eyed, tense, she inches her way through the blinds, looking left, right, nothing. She spots a rusty shed across the backyard. Between the shed and the house is a large dead tree, branches bare with sharp ends. As she passes it, she notices that an infinity symbol has been carved into it. She takes slow, deep breaths. Calm down. She reaches for the shed's door handle, stops, guns raised, another deep breath, then she flings it open. Empty.
Clear!
Her shoulders collapse, releasing the tension. She looks around, nothing out of the ordinary.
Did we find the lab?
I think his name is Diaz.
Diaz, did we find the lab?
Negative.
Fuck. And Jimenez?
Not here. Commander Jacobs wants to speak with you.
He's here?
He's asking us to clear out. She looks at the floor, frustrated, adrenaline alleviating. She takes her helmet off, hurls it to the back wall, sending a jar of nails and screws crashing to the ground. She watches them roll one side of the shed underneath a lawnmower, and all stops in the perfect line. OMG. She grabs the lawnmower, moves it out of the way to find a square trapdoor cut into the floor. She draws her pistol and flings open the hatch. Close on a ladder leading to total darkness.
DEA!
Nothing. She looks back, hesitating in the moment to fight or flight. Then she climbs in, inching her way down into the crawl space in bold. She hops off the ladder, raises her gun. More tunnel than a bomb shelter. It's been crudely carved into the earth. She inches toward the dull glow coming from the opposite side of the room, where she sees 2 operating tables side by side, medical equipment, and an aquarium.
What the fuck?
Inside the aquarium, a Mexican salamander stares back at us with its black alien-like eyes. On one of the tables is a body bag, a body clearly inside.
I got a DB.
Radio static. Diaz's voice cuts in and out.
Diaz?
She unzips the bag. It's Oscar Jimenez, color flushed from his face. He's dead.
I have Jimenez. 1074.
From the darkness, a gun emerges and is pressed against the back of Sierra's head, a finger slowly squeezing the trigger. Sierra reacts, moving out of the way at the last second. Bang! The shot reverberates off the wall. Sierra turns, elbows the shooter in the face, sending him reeling backward to the darkness. He drops the gun outside. Diaz hears the shot, reacts in the crawl space. Sierra scoops up the gun, aims it at into the darkness.
I will shoot, motherfucker. Show me your fucking hands.
Dang. Sierra, eyes locked into the darkness, reaches for a flashlight and struggles to unbutton it. Her hands shake. Dude!
I'm here. In here.
She clicks her flashlight and shines it into the void where a bloodied Oscar Jimenez cowers against the back wall. He's skin and bones, emaciated. Hundreds of infinity symbols have been painted in black on the wall. In the center of the wall, a phrase is written. Well, snap, I can't see it. Way to go. Lo he vista y lo has vista y nos ve a todos. Alright, I hope you guys know some Spanish.
What does that mean?
In Spanish?
Yeah, I'm gonna translate.
Isabella, do you know what it is?
Well, it's like he sees. It's like he can. I think it's like he. It's a weird version. I think of he sees or he sees all.
Oh, okay.
But let's go. I'm gonna check it on
the Googles.
On the Googles.
Okay.
I thought you knew what it meant, Nathaniel.
Oh,
you
I
were
was hoping you guys.
Oh.
So
it says in English, I have seen it, you have seen it, and sees us all.
Okay. So that's what that means.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So now we know. So the Oscar whispers this to himself. Who's Oscar? Am I Oscar?
Probably.
Okay. I'm Oscar. Lo he visto y lo has visto y nos ve a todos y nos ve a todos. He repeats this over and over again. He's manic. Sierra approaches him in horror and sees an infinity symbol tattooed in the back of Oscar's neck and the infinity gauntlet. Oh no, with the infinity stones. Okay. Exterior tract house. Later, an officer walks yellow crime scene tape around the perimeter of the house. Sierra and Diaz stand in front of the house, watching 2 men in suits talking. Chief Jacobs, 50. The type of guy who is more comfortable around a desk than at a crime scene. The other man wears a sleek, expensive suit, and his face is adorned with a scar that stretches from his forehead across his nose and down his cheek. What's Jacobs doing here? I haven't seen that guy leave the office in 6 years.
Something doesn't feel right. This is supposed to be by the book, in and out. Any idea who that is?
I never seen him before. Federales, maybe. They watch Jacobs and the mystery man talk. Jacobs is animated now, angry. The mystery man doesn't react. Sierra rocks back and forth on the balls of her feet. Diaz looks at her, almost like he knows what she's thinking.
Fuck it.
Don't! She beelines straight towards the 2 men. Coleman sees her coming. Rolls his eyes, collects himself. She sticks her hand out. The mystery man shakes it.
Special Agent Sierra Dodd, Operations Department.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it, Dodd? I've been pronouncing it dude.
I know.
Okay, Chief Bronson says, Agent Dodd here was the captain of the ship. It's the same voice. Agent Foreman, Homeland Security, from what I understand, you've done an outstanding service to our country today.
Sure.
Agent Dodd here is one of our best, and we'll be looking forward to going over all the details at a later time. I trust you boys will have handled it from here. Jacobs fakes a smile, shakes Foreman's hand, and walks away. Foreman starts to walk away. Sierra chases close behind.
Sir, do you have a minute?
He ignores her. What a gentleman. Continues to walk away, preoccupied with his phone.
Sir, with all due respect, what the fuck did I just see down there?
The man turns to face her. If looks could kill, his would be an atom bomb comprised of, "You're asking too many questions. What you saw was a routine meth lab bust. Nothing more."
You boys at Homeland make a habit of showing up at routine drug busts?
Good point. She searches his face for answers. He gives her nothing. They stare each other down. You've done good work here today, Miss Dodd.
Special Agent Dodd.
What? Here's my advice. Don't open a box you can't close. Your work here is finito. He walks away. I ad-libbed that last bit. He walks away. Sierra watches him go as the thunder rumbles in the distance. The rain begins to sprinkle. Sierra looks up and towards the darkening sky as we float high above the crime scene and up into the great clouds. Interior, dive bar, bathroom. Later, same night. Sierra closes the door at the bathroom stall behind her, locks it, and then retrieves something out of her pocket. A tin breath mint case. She opens it. Inside, a small clear vial, the size of a pill, a thick yellow liquid inside of it. She places it on a flat top on the toilet paper dispenser and crushes it several times. It breaks into tiny shards. Then she licks her finger, dabs it into the shards and yellow liquids. They stick up to her finger. She pulls her bottom lip down and spreads it on her gums. It hits quick. Her eyes droop. She blinks slow. She does it again, making sure to get the rest of it. Interior, dive bar. Moments later, Sierra and Diaz sit in silence at the corner of a deserted bar, sipping in light beers. A TV in the corner plays a political ad for a man with a dark eyes and a square jaw. A photo shows him shaking hands with a border patrol officer. This effing prick, can you believe this is? Sierra chews on her fingernail, lost in thought. Look, if I wanted to sit in an awkward silence, I'd be at home with my old lady. Something on your mind? How's your mom? Wait, I thought we were brother and sister. I guess we weren't. Sierra's eyes look, says enough. Not good. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Diaz clocks that she doesn't want to talk about it. They sit in silence for a moment.
Before that Fed left today, he said something to me. He said, "Don't open a box you can't close." What do you think that meant?
I don't know. It meant for you to forget about it. Don't go down the rabbit hole and all that poop. Poopity poop poop poop. Sierra stares ahead again. She tears strips off her beer label off by a tiny bit. Hey, look, you good? You could have been, that almost went very bad today.
The guy just happened to show up minutes after all that went down.
Yeah.
They expected us to buy that bullshit.
He could have easily been informed about the op. That stands for operation.
None of this bothers you?
Nada, sis. And shouldn't bother you either.
It shouldn't? You saw what was down there. There were no drugs in this house. And this was supposed to be a meth bust. Fuck.
So someone tipped them off. It's happened before.
Of all people, I thought you'd be on my side on this.
I am on your side. That's why I'm telling you to let it go. Let it go. We had orders. We did our job. Sierra slams her fist on the counter.
It's not about the fucking orders. It's about...
She wants to say more, stops herself.
It's about the truth. Listen, you didn't see Jimenez the way he was talking. He looked scared. And that DB, it looked just like him. There's more to the story, and you know it.
Diaz looks Diaz looks at her. His eyes agree, but he says nothing. Sierra fishes in her pocket, slams a quarter down on the bar. Diaz rolls his eyes. Oh, not this again. Whatever you're planning, I'm out.
Come on. Heads, you come with me. Tails, you stay. Leave it up to fate.
She spins the quarter. It twirls round and round. Diaz stands, grabs his jacket, then places his hand on the quarter, stopping it. Dodd, you have a lot of qualities that I admire. You're the smartest one in our squad, but you're too dumb to know that some quarter doesn't decide our fate. He takes a hand off the quarter. It's heads. You have a good night. Don't do anything stupid. He turns around and exit toward the exit.
Hey, Diaz. Jimenez kept repeating something over and over again. I think it was what was written all over the walls down there.
She pulls out her phone and hands it to Diaz. Lo he visto y lo has visto y nos vi a todos.
What does it mean?
It means I've seen it and you have seen it and it sees us all. Dab on him. He hands her phone back.
What the hell? What could that even mean?
Diaz shrugs. No idea. He pats her on the shoulder. Got some rest, sis. You look like poop. Haha.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, F you too. See you tomorrow. Yuck, 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 yuck. He leaves. Sierra sits, thinking. Her leg bounces, anxious energy.
I'll do another.
She looks at the exit, then spins the quarter again. Bartender comes with another beer. Sierra is gone. The quarter still spinning. Exterior, track neighborhood, same night. Lightning cracks, thunder roars, rain pours, make it impossible to see anything in the distance. Sierra parks her car, leaving it to idle. Headlights on and pulls her hood over her head. She clinks on her flashlight and inches toward the end of the street, approaching the crime scene. Then, the realization watches over her. The house is gone. There's no trace of there ever being a house there at all.
What the...
She scrambles toward the empty patch of land, pointing her flashlight in every direction. Maybe she's in the wrong place. Her flashlight lands on a large dead tree that was between the house and the shed. Wait, the shed, but it's gone too. She makes her way past the tree as we hone in on the infinity symbol still carved in the tree. Sierra doesn't look at it. She looks down at her feet, sloshing through the muddy ground. She counts her steps under her breath until, thud, the trap door. She kneels, frantic. She smears the blood off the door to reveal the handle. She grabs it, stops herself, thinks for a moment. She looks back at her car, still idling, the headlights barely piercing through the heavy downpour. She pulls out her gun, then flings the trapdoor open. Inside, total darkness. She climbs in slowly. Clothes on, a red light blinks near the hinge of the trapdoor. Interior, crawl space, continuous. She drops into the darkness, gun at the ready. She raises her flashlight and points it at the back wall. The infinity symbols haven't been touched. Sierra, wide-eyed, swings around, pointing her flashlight at the opposite side of the room. Empty. Medical equipment and aquarium gone. She inches forward, shaking, trying to control her breathing. Click. What is this? Down you go. She looks down at her feet. She's triggered a tripwire. A timer somewhere in the room. Tick, tick, ticks. She spins around, bounding towards the ladder when the trapdoor closes on its own. Ah!
No, fuck.
She scrambles down the ladder and pounds her fist on the trapdoor. Time clicks faster.
Hey, let me out!
She throws her way into the door. It budges, but barely.
Help! Help!
Tick, 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 faster now. Ah! She pushes the door with all her might, gritting her teeth. Sierra!
Diaz, I'm in here. Something is ticking!
Diaz pulls the door from the outside.
Come on, Diaz, come on!
I'm trying. It won't. Tick, 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 tick. Sierra throws her weight on it again. Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Clink. The ticking stops. Diaz throws the door open, pulls Sierra by the arms. The crawl space explodes, sending an infernal pillar of fire and smoke sky high. Then silence. Only the sound of rain falling steadily. End of Act 1. Now we're in Act 2. Interior hospital room day. We push on the back of someone in a wheelchair. Their back turned away from us, sleeping. She wears a hospital gown. A hand gently taps on the shoulder. She turns around. Reveal. It's Sierra. She looks exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes.
Guess I fell asleep.
What are you doing here?
Hmm?
Did you say that?
What are you doing here? Did it not go through in the audio?
No, I didn't get it. It's Diaz. He's holding a small wrapped package. She sits in the door next to her. Came to give you poop, haha. She chews on the skin around her cuticles. The boys back at home base were asking how you were. Doc says you haven't been doing your PT. Awkward silence. She's not giving him anything. Oh, by the way, Chief asked me to give this to you. He hands her a package. She unwraps it. It's a black jewelry box. She opens it. Inside, a Medal of Valor. A gold and purple star. She looks at it for a second, then closes the box.
Any word on Jimenez?
This again. He was released 3 days ago. Couldn't keep him. We had nothing on him.
Suppose that's a good thing.
Yeah, I suppose it is.
I just don't understand. The intel was solid. We did everything right.
These things happen.
We tracked him for weeks, waiting for our opportunity.
It happens.
And not to find anything. Not one sign.
Sis, these things happen.
They don't happen to me.
No one's perfect, not even you. Diaz, realizing she can't let it go, decides to change the subject. He reaches in his pocket, pulls out a quarter. She rolls her eyes. Their ritual. It seems ridiculous to her now. In this state, given what's happened. Come on, don't be like that. Heads, you do PT trials. I F off. How's that? Haha. She shakes her head. He flips, turns the quarter over, and on the back of his hand. Heads. Diaz takes her arm, wraps it around his neck. She glances, still in pain, and now, for the first time, she sees the extent of Sierra's injuries. As she tries to stand with Diaz's help, she's missing both of her legs. In their place, 2 prosthetic legs. She takes one step, then another. They're labored, pain-filled, and no doubt ridden with guilt and shame. Exterior hospital, bus stops, week later, day. Sierra sits curbside in her wheelchair, crutches across her lap, waiting for the bus. A black Mercedes pulls up. The black window rolls down. Inside is Foreman, the man from the crime scene. Miss Dodd,
What are you doing here?
I'd like to discuss something with you.
And what's that?
An opportunity.
Oh yeah, an opportunity. For me. I'm not really made out for a desk job at Homeland. Thanks.
Ha, you're a little smart, Alec, huh? Well, at least give us a ride to a nursing home then. Your mother is there, no? Sierra doesn't know whether to be scared by this or not. The bus pulls up. She looks at it, then back at the car. Interior, Foreman's car, moments later. The inside of the car looks like a spaceship, chrome and leather. More a lounge than the back seat of a car. On the opposite side, facing Sierra, is a woman, Yolanda Reed, 40s. She's an elegant as the car, poised, flawless posture, where frigid exactness about her that screams, "Don't effing cross me." Miss Dodd, meet Agent Yolanda Reed. Miss Reed, Sierra Dodd. Yolanda reaches across and shakes Sierra's hand. Sierra notices that she's wearing a wedding band.
Oh, my bad. Sure.
Sierra looks around the interior of the car.
The Homeland Security game is Lucrative, I see.
Yolanda and Foreman exchange a glance. Miss Dodd, I think you now might be an appropriate time to tell you that I do not work for the Department of Homeland Security. Where I messed my spot. Oh, Sierra doesn't react. That doesn't seem to surprise you.
I mean, the car, the fact that you never showed me your badge once. Not very convincing impersonating government agents. That's no small offense.
A brief moment of uncomfortable silence.
So, who do you work for? A foreign entity?
A private sector, actually. Yolanda and I work at for the same company. Now, this company, the services that they offer, let's say they're extremely exclusive. They are unlike any other in the world.
And what are these services?
Forgive me for being vague. We are extremely vigilant when it comes to company secrets.
And that's what you'd be helping us with. Protecting company secrets.
Protecting secrets?
Yes.
Why me?
Your resume, first and foremost. Harvard grad, magna cum laude. Impressive. You were on the fast track to a doctorate. Then you dropped out and joined the Drug Enforcement Administrative, for which you were severely underqualified. Why?
Sierra is not sure whether to be impressed or afraid.
Looks like you know a lot about me.
Your unique experience, quote unquote, is also attractive to us. It finally dawns on Sierra.
Does this have anything to do with Oscar Jimenez?
It does. And you'd be working closely with me and RTF.
The RTF is the Recovery Task Force. You'll be helping Agent Reed here with recovering and protecting company property and secrets.
That machine in the crawl space, was that company property?
Intellectual property, yes. Sierra thinks about this for a moment then.
I have a job.
Sure. But do you want to sit behind a desk for the rest of your career? Typing reports, filing paperwork? We can offer you more than that. We can give you the chance to actually make a difference.
This resonates with Sierra.
What can you offer me?
Money, of course, and more. Your mother will be taken care of, and we're not just talking about health care.
What are you talking about then?
Oh, snap. The horrible disease that's taken her. We can eradicate it, and your ailment, we can correct that as well.
That's impossible.
No, 'tis not. Like I said, Miss Dodd, our company services are unlike any other in the world. They're unlike anything anyone has ever seen. He reaches across the jacket pocket, pulls out a business card, and hands it to Sierra. She takes it, apprehensive, thinking for a moment, then...
I'd prefer to put all of this behind me.
She hands him his card back. Keep it, in case you change your mind. The car comes to a stop in front of a nursing home. Interior, nursing home. Later, same day. An elderly woman, Greta Dodd, 70s, stares out at the window, eyes glazed over. She fiddles with rosary beads. Sierra pokes her head in the fridge.
Mom, you have to eat something.
Sierra grunts. No, not Greta. Sierra. Greta grunts in response.
How about a protein shake then?
Isabella, you're also Greta.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm not hungry. The nurse said you haven't eaten anything all day. I'm not hungry.
Sierra pours a large glass of brown liquid anyway. Greta whistles for a dog.
Here, boy. Where is that dog? Is he rooting through the trash again?
Sierra wheels herself over to her mother, holds the steak out for Greta to shake.
Roscoe passed away 13 years ago. Ma'am, Ma, come on, drink this. I'm not hungry. Besides, your father and I are having dinner with some very high-profile business associates tonight.
Sierra let her have this one.
A little snack before dinner, then?
Greta smacks the drink out of Sierra's hand, sending brown liquid across the room.
Mom! Are you trying to poison me again, you fucking bitch? I'm not trying to poison you!
Sierra, frustrated, collects herself.
I'm trying to feed you.
Greta stares out the window again.
Think it's all about to get nasty out there.
Sierra wipes the protein shake off of her mother's shirt.
Is there anything else you need, Mom?
Sierra stands before her mother, can see her choking up.
Can you put my record on? Sure, which one? You know the one.
She wheels herself to the record player and places the needle. A swell of strings fill the room as Don't Cry For Me Argentina plays.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Sierra wheels herself over the door.
Sierra? Yeah, Mom?
Hopeful, she looks at her mom with pleading eyes.
Can you take Roscoe for a walk? Sure, Mom.
Sierra deflates, choking back tears, then across the door behind her. Exterior, apartment building, day. A dilapidated 3-story apartment building sits next to a highway overpass. Shady people congregate in front of it, chatting and smoking. Sierra wheels past a homeless guy sleeping next to the building, crunches on her lap. At the front door, she presses her index finger to a fingerprint scanner. Attached to the door, we hear that what sounds like several locks unlatching. She opens the door, tries to wheel herself inside, but it's a struggle. She's not used to being in a wheelchair. She finally manages to get inside. Interior, apartment, building, continuous, out of breath. Sierra continues the door behind her, then turns around to see a mountain of stairs. Interior Sierra's apartment, later. Sierra crosses her door, sweating, out of breath. She struggles with her crutches and unfolded wheelchair. Her apartment is sparsely decorated, a sagging couch, a secondhand coffee table, a bookshelf full of mostly philosophy textbooks, Plato, Hume, moral sentimentalism. Using her crutches, she crosses the room, then her prosthetic leg gets caught on the rug. Sierra falls hard, narrowly misses the coffee table.
God damn it!
Furious, exhausted, defeated, she throws one of her crutches across the room and screams, then begins to cry. Pulling herself together, she reaches into her pocket, pulls out the tin case. Foreman's business card comes out of it. She picks it up, places it on the coffee table. On it, a phone number, and nothing else. End of Act 2. Now we're going into Act Tres. Over black, a dial tone, then another, like a drum roll. Nathan Foreman.
Mr. Foreman, this is...
Miss Dodd, have you reconsidered our offer?
Yes.
A beat. Great. A car will be there to pick you up tomorrow night, 11 p.m. He hangs up. Exterior, abandoned strip mall, outskirts of town, night. A clap of lightning reveals that we are outside of an abandoned strip mall. A car sits in the middle of an empty parking lot. Foliage reclaiming the asphalt. It downpours. Your biosignature is a blinding contract between yourself and Resurgo. That's a word I just made up. In it, several RNAs, NDAs, competes, terms, the whole nine. Inside the car, the sound of the windshield wipers working double time. Foreman's assistant, 20s, presents a fingerprint scanner to Sierra. Sierra reaches to press her index finger to it when, remember what I told you before, Miss Dodd, once this box is open, it cannot be undone. Sierra's finger hovers over the scanner. Should you violate any of these, you and your contract will be terminated. Should you divulge any information about Resurgo, the RTF, or any of your affiliates, you and your contract will be terminated. I just said that. Should any company secrets or intellectual property be leaked, they while they've been entrusted to you, you are under contract will be terminated. Do you understand? Sierra's finger hovers over the scanner. It thunders outside of the car. The moment of truth. I need to hear you say it.
Yes, I understand.
Sierra presses her finger to the scanner. It scans and then pricks her finger. She reacts, not expecting it. The assistant hands Foreman the scanner. He takes it, then tucks it into the inside pocket of his suit jacket. It's transactional. Like they've done this more than once. With satisfied smile, Foreman reaches his hand out. Then, Miss Dodd, it's my pleasure to welcome you to Resurgo. We hold on Foreman's hand, hanging in the air. Interior, abandoned deli, moments later. Foreman follows close behind Sierra as she wheels herself into the dark, empty building. Bare shelves, broken glass, discarded deli tickets. They make their way back to the store, around a dusty refrigerated display case, and through a swinging door into interior abandoned deli back room, continuous. Cracked tile floors in its overturned prep table. In the center of a room is a man in a lab coat. Ivan Echevsky, 50s, Eastern European. He smiles kindly at Sierra. You must be Sierra Dodd. Ivan Echevsky, pleasure. She shakes his hand. Come. He leads him to the walk-in refrigerator and opens the door for Sierra. It's okay. Go ahead, eh? Apprehensive, Sierra wheels herself into the empty room. Ivan and Foreman follow. Ivan closes the door behind them. Then he flicks the light switch on, and then off again. The room groans to life, vibrates. It's an elevator, and it's moving down. Sierra exchanges a look with Foreman, as if she knows what she's thinking. Secrets, Miss Dodd. Are better kept beneath the ground. Sierra watches through the tiny window as they travel further and further down the rabbit hole. Interior sublevel Sergio lab. Moments later, the elevator comes to rest. Ivan opens the door to reveal a lab, clean, sterile, a stark contrast from the setup she saw in the crawl space. It's pristine, chrome and pearlescence. Sierra wheels herself to the space and realizes that several people in lab coats are looking at her like she's some sort of lab rat. Bright eyes, fake smiles. At the center of the massive machine, we've seen it before, but not like this. It's refined, smooth edges, no more exposed wiring. Now it looks like a giant MRI machine, but instead of a single patient table, there are two side by side. Sierra suddenly nervous.
What is all this?
We intend to keep our promises, Miss Dodd. Sierra doesn't move. What did she get herself into?
And what if I say no? What if I back out?
That's well within your right, but your contract will be terminated, as well as our promises, quote unquote. He makes a point to glance at her prosthetic legs.
What about my mother?
She will be taken care of, as promised. Sierra takes a deep breath and wheels herself out of the elevator and towards the machine. This is a Criterion machine, one of several legitimate, underlined, CMs here in the U.S. and abroad. Over the coming months, you'll be getting very familiar with it. There will be time for questions after the procedure. Her POV of the empty table awaiting her like the jowls of a hungry monster. End of Act 3. And that is where we need to end today's episode.
How many pages are left?
Let me see. There is like 57. There's 57 in total. There's way more.
We're on 57. I think it's one more page. Let's do it.
No, we're on page 50. We're on page 30. There's 58 in total.
Oh.
You got really excited. If if we were in the last page, then I'll be like, yeah, let's just continue and finish this. But I think we're on page 37.
Oh, sweet.
There's 5 acts, and we just finished
Act 3. It'd be interesting to see where this goes. Anybody else thinking she's about to become a human guinea pig?
I think so.
I think they're gonna, you know how they made 2 from the first time? I think they're gonna have another one that comes up like in the second prequel or like sequel that they make, who's like her but as the bad guy. So she gets into a whole bunch of mess, and it's really been the bad guy, like her clone, who's the bad guy that's been doing it all.
Wait, she has a clone?
Yeah, because they tried to grow the limb back, but there were 2 of the same after.
Oh, right.
And there's 2 of the same she's
that's like there were like
with 2 of the same Jimenez. Like there's one that's skin and bones with a tattoo on the back of his neck, and then there's one in a body bag.
Right, that's right.
She's on to something.
Right. It is, yeah, they do clone them. Yeah. So, do we feel like we would option the script? Like, would we buy it, produce it?
I would. I absolutely would.
I love sci-fi, so I definitely feel like yes, especially because we haven't even finished it, and like it has a little sustenance. You already got her at personal loss, so she was just interested before, and now she's already lost limbs over this now.
Oh no, the stakes are raised.
Very much so.
Yeah, I mean, the script is really well written too. Like as we were reading it, I don't know about y'all, but I could see everything playing out as it was being set out, And I actually know a actress named Sierra, so I was like seeing her as the character, and it was like super dramatic. It was awesome. Yeah.
Did you guys have fun playing these characters?
Absolutely. I didn't have much lines. I always never to pick the character with many lines.
So. Oh no.
It's okay. At the end scenes I saw Yolanda's name a lot more, so I feel like you're coming. Your time is
I'm coming. I'll be working closely with Sierra.
Okay.
More like bossing me around. I feel like I'm about to become a human guinea pig, and about to say I feel like my character's this character's about to just start taking a darker turnhill than we already were.
Mm-hmm. So let's go back to these different questions that the script writer has. Like in the teaser, does he throw too much at the audience? Is it overwhelming?
Absolutely not. I don't think so. I think it gives you just enough to know what to anticipate beforehand, and it also kind of gets you interested in what's going on and what may happen. So it kind of catches. It's like the trailer that could have been the trailer teaser.
Right.
It was very well executed. I think so.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Isabella?
I think she's right with all that, because it really does. It sets up the layering, especially when it because this is also a scientific experiment, and they're showing you the beginning of the experiment, because the experiment is a thing that she gets involved in, that she ends up getting involved in later. But it's learning about the experiment before she comes into play, before she comes to mess shit up or have her shit messed with. It's how this started, because anybody else think the other guy killed the scientist and he got to leave, but there's 2 salamanders now, there's 2 bodies with the exact same person. It gives you that nice chunk where it's you want to know what happened to those doctors. You want to know if that research actually got stopped just because he left, or did that guy who is old partner just take his research and kill him off, because it doesn't seem they're ready to blow up a whole building and take down a whole house. I think covering things up isn't past this company, and probably not past the guy who started the company in the beginning with.
Right. So do you think this the teaser is too disconnected from the rest of the teleplay?
No.
No.
Right. Do you think it has enough of a punch? Could you see how the presence can be repeatable? This person is worried that it might not be clear enough.
Well, when you asked the question beforehand, I was expecting the script to be very well loaded with a lot of information, but I thought it moved at a very steady pace. It was not fast at all. It was not slow. The only thing is it's kind of stereotypical, like any other mystery. You have seen these movies before, so I could tell kind of where this was going. I did not expect the legs to be blown off, right? So that kind of made mistakes, like she said, like Isabella said. But no, I don't think it was too much information or it went too fast or anything like that. I thought it was just perfect. how Hollywood has been making these movies.
Right.
It's very much playing that part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it has that next level of exposition, which makes it a little bit more interesting than the regular pilots, because some other pilots will give you those old flashbacks later when she's more involved in learning about the history or what she's in. Then they'll flash back to the beginning of it. But I think it's cool that he gave that to us first, because now we want to know a little bit more about what happens. Then we get caught off and like brought into a different scene with her involved. Like we still want to know what happened to them and like what happened there. So it kind of it keeps you interested, especially for a pilot. Like in a pilot, you wanna watch the next episode. Like you want there to be more. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's giving us a good like foundation for the fact that we want more.
Yeah.
And they can make this and turn this a whole, like they can turn it ways. Like they can make it into like a more basic thing where it's like where we can kind of guess like she becomes a human experiment, stuff like that. But then they could switch it up on us. Like the other girl, Yolanda, could actually be like on like a good person, or I guess a good operative who's actually just like going in underneath to try to break it all, or who knows. We know nothing yet.
Yeah. So Seth, the guy who wrote the script, you got nothing to worry about. You got a pretty solid script here, and hopefully we get to see it on television soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Let me look up
when. I'd love to audition for the role of Sierra.
You want to audition for the role of Sierra?
Character. Yeah.
Yeah. Seth, like check Sahara out. She'll like bring it the thunder.
I will definitely try as well. But so you had me at action. I love everything action.
Yeah. Oh snap! These two want to be in your show, guy. It's gonna be great. So he posted this on Reddit like 11 months ago. So there's still time. It could be still picked up soon. All right. So that was Criterion pilot. That was a pretty great script. That was pretty good.
Do we want to rate out of 10?
Yeah, I would rate it an 8 out of 10.
I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
Oh, well, I'll say 8.5.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. I was going to say 8.5 just because we haven't got to the ending. And
I know.
Once we get the ending, I feel like then I can give like the official rating, because I'm dying to see if like, does the pilot leave you on a cliffhanger? Like, where does it end? Like, where does it leave me?
That was the question, right? The third question was, did the ending have enough punch? So that's why I was just like, let's do it. We only have one page, but no, we had like 30 pages.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys had a lot of fun?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, all right. Well, we'll see you guys on Saturday. All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.